Oh, come on, piece of PPI refund. I don't need that. Hello. You'd be surprised at the things you could do if you got peace and lots of love for humanity and nature, of course. So, peace and love. Always. I'm not Dele Sosimi. I'm a pointer. I want to listen to Dele's album and I want to be critical. I want to be open-minded but critical as to if I were someone listening to it for the first time. But I've heard Fela, I've heard Femi, I've heard Shion, I've heard all the rest of the so-called Afrobeat and Afrobeats. So why should I go for this? And I listen and say, there's something about this, man. Woo!
After your father passed,
Yeah.
Fela kind of took you under his wing. You were about 15 then?
Yes, more or less.
And so, when you were 16, you were playing in Egypt 80
Yep.
already.
Full time.
Were you the youngest?
At that time, I was the youngest.
Was he like a second father to you, Fela?
In a way, but in a way, because I looked up to him as a father figure, because I knew he was wise, he was caring, he was very humane, and he was the initial reaction to meeting me, knowing my history and knowing who I was with a lot of compassion. And it touched me. He said that for him to have that kind of compassion, that's the kind of, I know close friends of my father who did not even show an inkling of any compassion, and rather they distanced themselves because they were like, they may come for us if we get too close to them, and this was something that was like, so it was like, that was how I took him. And he also, I believe, he really, really gave me the assurances and confidence to think of him as a father figure. So up till now, I never had any doubts.
Right.
The only thing is I know he's not my real father. But living with him, I was living with him in his house. He treated me like he would treat his son, And I think what also endeared him to me was him realizing from the moment I became friends with Femi.
So you were at school with him, weren't you?
Yeah. I actually convinced him to join my school, From the minute we became friends, he realized that anytime Femi is going out, he always has his sax. Before, maybe he wouldn't have his sax because he was going out with, he had a circle of friends who were not musicians. But I was always like, let's go jam here, let's go jam. I love jazz. And there was the Jazz Club of Nigeria, and there were the board of directors and trustees who would always have a night in a place called Arts Place. And Arts Place used to belong to a guy called Art Alade. And all the jazz players used to hang out there, playing tunes like Au Prevail, Donnelly. And then I used to like to go. C jam blues, and then it's like big band, organ, piano, right? And then let's go jam. And be like, oh, no, okay, let's go. Fella, we're going out. Bye.
My first must just good. My first must better pass. Tomorrow go better pass today. We go better. I wanna go better. Tomorrow go better pass. Tomorrow must better pass. My first must better pass. Tomorrow go better pass today.
If you touch him, is pigeon for saying that, look, you can't touch it. If you listen to music, if you love it, if you like it, if you move to it, if you sway to it, if you detest it, no matter what your reaction is to the music, you cannot touch it. You cannot take it and keep it. No. It's not a physical possession. It's a possession that I have not been able to have a slogan other than you can't touch it. So it's a spirit, and we can't touch spirits. Sometimes we can feel the presence. Sometimes we can perceive something spiritual, but to actually touch it, put it in your pocket and say, I got it, or keep it in a bottle, or cage it. And it's like every aspect of life cannot be caged. There's no one permanent condition that's going to be everlasting. It will always be evolving in one direction or another, up, down, left, right, in circles, whatever. So yes, you can't touch it. So I just decided that yes, you can't touch it. I had turbulent times to start with, shifting from a way of life back in Nigeria, coming to the way of life in London, readjusting my conceptions, my perceptions, my aspirations, my dreams, my goals. Then my identity, the second album, my identity is not in question. Similar, it's not the same, and then now you can't even touch it. How does that sound? I'm sure.
Better.